A little bit sketchy there in the back by the Silverbacks here in the 14th minute.
Zach Shalowski's doing a good job putting on pressure to Beto Navarro.
Nice flick by Horth on. Here's Horace James. He strikes it, and it's just wide of the post with his left foot. Good hit by Horace James. You had Horth making a run, but that wasn't too far off.
Now, I think it's a great move here. You don't get to see it, but he does an amazing job of taking the ball down off his chest in traffic with 3 Carolina RailHawks players around him, puts it down and hits it one time.
Really appreciated the gesture from the Silverbacks organization to host Atlanta Chiefs Legacy Night. Ends up with Clute. Blanco plays it down line, ends up with Horth. Horth on Agbasamande, plays it back to Paulo Mendez. Mendez fires, it's on target, but right at Fitzgerald. Better there from Atlanta.
Yeah, it's smart by Matt Horth to chop that back right there. Seems like Paulo could have taken a touch inside, maybe had a better angle right there instead of taking that shot where he was.
To get free, it's wide to Carr, played in Horace James, and Horace James just couldn't direct it towards goal. It hits the side netting. Positive play there between Carr and James.
What a ball, though. Just a little too far for Horace James, but to pick him out between the 2 defenders in front of the keeper. Well, when you see Fitzgerald's sides being an issue there, because I think most keepers in this league would naturally come out and punch that away, but he stayed on his line, maybe not feeling like he had the reach to get out there and punch it away. But now Horace James returns back to the front line.
Fantastic crowd here at Atlanta Silverbacks Park tonight. We'll find out when they announce it what the ultimate number is, but it was very close to a sellout prior to, and on a beautiful night like this, you never know how many people decided to spend their Saturday night here at the stadium. Here's McManus, and he gets it to Blanco. Blanco finds a streaking Carr in the middle. Carr finds Horth, spreads it wide to Paulo Mendez. Mendez has room for a shot, rips one, and not very much pace on it, and again, like he did in the first half, Paulo Mendez, his shot ends up right in the hands of Akira Fitzgerald, as you can see on the instant replay. Amir Lowry to Shalowski. Back to Lowry. He's got Capono low wide, opts for Zimmerman. Zimmerman does a nice move around Clute, and not far off there from the RailHawks number 23, Nick Zimmerman.
Oh, he gets it, it's good. He cuts in, he plays on the defendant's weak foot, cuts it back across him, but just the execution was not there.
A Scorpions win over the Strikers. Ball played in. On the end of it, back in front, it was Amir Lowry that was on the end of it, kind of pinballed around, and luckily for the Silverbacks, ends up back at half field.
Oof,
here's Clute, and he gives it right to Ackley. Ackley's going to have a rip, and it's in. Brian Ackley, and just as the assistant coach for the RailHawks, DeJuan Bader, said, Brian Ackley was his prediction for the guy that was going to make an impact on the game.
A smash. I mean, it's
unsavable for Ilias.
Well, it really is, because you can't really see it that well from the camera angle, but the ball, when you hit it, it's got that outside swing that makes it nearly impossible for him to get a read on it, because it's just swirling away. And also the power on it made it unstoppable. I mean, if he hits that on a line, here's the giveaway by Chris Clute, takes it down, and that's just an outside bender that Daniel Ilias has no chance of getting.
Presumably getting set to throw everything but the kitchen sink at the RailHawks defense, and hopefully that doesn't leave their back line too vulnerable. Here's Carr, nice job by James to head it outside to him. Carr whips it in, has
good
Mendez
service
on the far post, and it's cleared wide. That's Sam Stockley that got on the end of Mendez's attempted header cross.
Well, it's Borfor Carr doing what he does best, getting out to the flanks and then sending the ball in. Good job, kind of an off-balance Paulo Mendez just to get it back in there, but just lacked that little bit of precision to get it on Matt Horth's head.
Who is naturally a forward. We'll see if he actually plays that far up. McManus heads ahead, but it ends up with Zimmerman. Zimmerman breaking in. Zimmerman with a shot,
Good
and it's
save.
a great save by Daniel Ilias. Nick Zimmerman trying to curl it into that far post, but Ilias was all over it. Take another look.
It was very reminiscent of the goal by Brian Ackley. Just didn't quite have the height on it. It was a little bit of a different shot. It was an in-swinging curler instead of an outside power drive.
Neil Malone and Patrick Carver here in Atlanta, where the Silverbacks are down 1-0 in the 81st minute to the 6th place Carolina RailHawks, who come on a rush. Shalosky finds somebody on the outside. Shalosky ends up with it, and a great tackle by McManus. 2 tackles, and Tony McManus saves the day on that play.
And this is what they need, is a counterattack.
Counterattack here for the Silverbacks, and Willis dispossessed. And that makes that 1 goal given up just that much more painful. Navia holds it up for Barrera. Barrera back to Navia.
Yeah.
Navia gets taken down, and that's what you bring him in for. That was Amir Lowry on the foul, by the way, who has already gone into the book. Ref will not give a card.
Good little bit at play here, and this is what I'm talking about. You know, he combines, he gets it back then, but here's what I really like. He makes moves. He's trying to go. I mean, you know, I know he's running into 3 players, but I mean, got to try something different. Everything's been flat in front of him, side to side, and no real penetrating action inside.
Well, we saw Barrera earlier in the season just miss on a free kick in Fort Lauderdale. He is one of the 3 players over the ball right now. Borfikar is going to leave the scene, so it's going to be either Mendez or Barrera, both teammates at Cal FC. Made that historic U.S. Open Cup run. It'll be Mendez, and it's not off by far. Navia, Barrera, tries to find Navia back. Barrera, little 1-2, the number 10. Finds Navia.
Oh, he might have it. Ah!
And Hort's shot goes just wide. There's your opportunity. Patrick, we knew the Silverbacks pushing forward were going to get some chances. It's whether or not they were going to take them, and they haven't so far.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good work right there. Just, I mean, a plethora of one-touch passes between Ronaldo Navia and Danny Barrera, and Matt Horth got onto it. He had the opportunity.
And Patrick, I think it has to be said that if you're going to pick a man of the match, I don't think it's one man. I think it's the entire RailHawks back line as the man of the match.
Well, I think Capono Lowe had a great game. I mean, he kept that whole side in check the entire match. He was playing against a really pacey Horace Smith, who is probably overmatched a little bit in terms of pace, but is a smart guy, smart defender, and really just made him non-existent for the most part.